Welcome, everybody. Boom! Big up, everybody. What's up? Welcome to episode 39 of the American Idiot Show. We got the crew here. We got Connor, we got Dal, and we got this new YouTuber on. He's never actually done this before. He's you can tell he's very nervous. Pale, white as a ghost.
Really.
Lee Gunner actually making his third appearance on the American Idiot Show. Lee, I know you're super nervous. As always, I just want to make sure that we guide you into the stream and make sure you feel as comfortable as possible. Obviously, you're looking very comfortable in that row, but how you doing, brother? You good? You doing all right?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, yeah, third time, man. Thank you for having me on. It's been really nerve-wracking, man. Like, I can't lie, I've been panicking all day, and just like be nice to me. I'm very sensitive at times, and yeah, man. Hopefully everyone in the comments is good. Hopefully you guys are good. It's been a while, baby. We're back.
Yeah. Come on. Let's go. My guy Lee, every single time. Thanks again for coming on, brother. Dal, how are you, brother? You good?
I'm fantastic. You know what? I was going to tell Connor today that I didn't know the result of the West Ham game until I got home from work and turned on my phone, and Connor put the little video of Szczesny in there. So, yeah. Then I watched the highlights, and it made my fucking day, bro. Big up the Irons. Big up the Irons. Big up the Irons. It was, wow.
It was.
Yeah, I'm doing great. We're top of the league. I can't complain. I mean, of course, I got a lot of things to complain about with Arsenal, of course. But hey, we're top of the league. I didn't think we'd be here at this time. It's great to see the mighty Man City go down as look like little minnows right now. So let's hope that continues. But I'm doing great, Connor. I mean, TJ. Shit, sorry.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good, brother Connor. How are you, my friend? You good?
Yeah, I'm sound. Thank God it's the end of the week. Bit sick of work. But yeah, no, I'm good. Shitting myself a bit for tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, if Manchester City, the current treble holders, are going to Villa Park and holding two shots on target, or 2 shots in total, I'm nervous. That's one thing I can say. I'm nervous. But now I'm good. And it's my first time back in a couple of weeks now, I think, on here. So feels good to be back, and I'm ready to get down to it, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No. And you brought it up at the beginning, and I'm just gonna, I set this stream up before, we were getting everything ready. I set this stream up before the Spurs West Ham game. And I just got to tell you, there is no greater feeling than watching those absolute imposters down the street lose. And not even in the way, it's not even that they lost, it's how they lost. That makes it even better for me. I was just bathing in Spurs tears the entire afternoon yesterday. They obviously dominated the game, and I'm getting all these stats thrown at me. XG, expected passes not completed, expected passes complete. I'm like, I don't care about this. Guys, what's the only stat that matters? This is not a hard question to answer.
The result.
Oh, thank you. All right, that's all that matters. But Lee, I want to get your feedback on this, because I feel like we were telling them for a long, long time, those guys, Tottenham away, United Spurs of America, Henry, all these Spurs guys, we were telling them it's coming, and all you got to say is because it's Tottenham. What do you have to say about this?
Well, they were October champions. You would have thought they would have learned their lesson after watching us for 93% last season. You would have thought that they would have a little bit more, I don't know, what's the decorum's probably the best word, be a bit more humble as well. The fact that their club ain't won absolutely anything for 16 years. They already dumped out of the League Cup at the first attempt. Their owner's got them on strings. He's sitting in a fan forum the day after they got knocked out of the League Cup, telling them with a smile on his face, we've got our Tottenham back. Yeah, that's right. You just got knocked out of the League Cup yesterday, Daniel. Do you know what I'm saying? Idiots. And I told them all. He's not a bad manager. He'll get them playing half decent looking football, but ultimately they ain't going to win anything. And now they're all sitting there infighting with each other on YouTube channels and all of that. And You know, it's what it is, isn't it? The fact and reality is they have been trashed my whole lifetime, and I'm 41. I don't understand where the mouth comes from with this lot. Yeah, and they're 1 point better off than this time last season. They've conceded and scored exactly the same amount of goals at this stage last season. Yet they wanted Conte out for playing negative football. Well, what's this guy done that's any different then? Because they've only got 1 point more. And then all you get is, oh, but they've got injuries. Well, it sounds like a recruitment problem then, doesn't it?
Right.
So if you've got injuries and you're down to the bare bones, maybe you should have recruited better in the summer then, lads. Yeah. But instead of jumping around knee sliding because you signed Madison, Van der Ven and a goalkeeper, yeah, and now they're out injured, and the goalkeeper, fair enough, he's been decent until that cock up last night. It's almost like 2 injuries and they're capitulated. Yeah, because they're going on like they've got loads of injuries. They ain't. Yeah, half of the players that they've got, in fact, more than half the players they got out injured, ain't getting a game anyway. Yeah, there's a kid called Alfie something. Alfie Whiteman.
Alfie Devine.
Yeah, saying, I don't know, I can't remember his name. Alfie saying, yeah, Perisic is out injured. Well, is he getting a game? No. What about Sessegnon? No. Bentancur's been injured and hardly played a game all season anyway. From coming back from last season.
I think he played like 1 or 2 games and then he was out again.
Started 1 game and he's been out. Solomon played a couple of games, he's been out. And then all you get out of him is, oh, it's the injuries. No, hold on, mate. Yeah, you had 2 players get suspended at the same time as you had 2 players or 3 players get injured. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, instead of knee sliding that you had a great summer window, you should have been demanding Daniel Levy to get his wallet out and spend more money. Because you knew if Madison gets injured, you've got no creativity. If Van der Ven gets injured, you're back to Eric Dyer or Ben Davis. But they don't listen, man. They live in cuckoo land, yeah? They've got their Tottenham back, cool. Yeah, if the results go against them at the weekend and they lose to Newcastle, they'll be 8th in the table. Yeah, and they were
I can't get over the fact that they're on matching points with Man United and they were meant to be title contenders and all this kind of stuff. You know, I'm just saying. And listen, don't get me wrong. If Madison and Van der Ven were there for the last 5 games, maybe it could have been a bit different. But it's exactly a carbon copy. And I said this to a lot of people. I said this is a carbon copy of us right now, even, but also us last season. If we're going to talk about title challenges and all this kind of stuff, 1 player goes, bam, the whole team goes. All form goes out the window. And it can happen to us this season, by the way. We've been very lucky that not one of our main core players is gone yet. So, and before you know it, and say, for example, Saliba goes tomorrow, hope he doesn't, fingers crossed, you know, we're stuck with Kivior until January or February when Timber's back. And it depends when Saliba's back for as well. So, you know, you've got to look at stuff like that and think it could happen to us. But yeah, I completely agree with you.
Same with Declan Rice. If Declan Rice gets injured, we're down to Elneny or Jorginho.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's on a knife edge, but this is why Man City win the league every year. Yeah, because despite Man City having a bit of a wobble at the moment, yeah, like the fact is they've managed to get away so far with 3 losses, 3 draws, and they're only 6 off of us. Yeah, 3 losses, 3 draws, and they are only 6 points behind us. No Mahrez, no Laporte, no Cancelo, no Gundogan anymore. They've all gone. Yeah, De Bruyne's been out injured. Stones has been out injured. Yeah, like the Doku's now out injured. They've had suspensions as well with Grealish and Rodri. Yeah, Rodri's been done twice this season for a straight red and then for yellows as well. So, no, it can happen to anyone at any point. And it's no coincidence that when a team loses their better players and the bench players are trash, you are having a drop-off.
Why? But Lee, we find that...
I mean, who is he?
But Lee, that happens to like a lot of squads. You can look at Arsenal, the quality drop-off. And you said City, the quality drop-off. Why is it that some of these top 5-6 teams why don't they recognize that and say, oh, there's 3 players we can actually get rid of, invest the money and get 3 top quality players in there? So I don't understand why the bigger sides, I mean, even for Liverpool, the drop off is bad, right? Obviously United is bad, City, like you said, is bad, Arsenal's bad, Spurs is absolutely god awful. I don't understand why some of these bigger teams, after all this time and money we've invested in big players, why don't we spread that some around to some, medium to good players?
Do you know why that is? Do you know why I think that is? Right, when we finished 5th, after we bottled top 4 a couple of years back, we earned 7 million or 9 million. I think it was 9.7 million less than Man City, who won the league. So where's the incentive when Man City are champions and we get 9.7 million less for finishing 4 spots lower? Where's the incentive for an owner to go, well, there's an extra 150 million or 100 million extra to go and get more signings to then go and recoup 10 mil back? No incentive in business sense. Us as fans, we want to say, ain't our money, spend it. But I do think, like, my point with City is Man City have got them players out. They have had suspensions and they have got rid of 5 players in the summer or whatever it was, yeah? But that shows how far ahead they were. The fact that they've lost 3 and drawn 3 and they're still within 2 wins of getting top again. And that's down to us. That's down to Liverpool. That's down to Spurs, Man U and everyone, like you said, because they don't do enough. The fact that Man City can afford to get rid of all them players and not really care. Like, come on. Like that just shows. But again, they'll go shopping in January. Pep ain't done.
Oh, for sure.
And the ambition of this football club was shown last January when we signed Kivior and Jorginho in January. If this club have got any ambition this year, they go and do a proper window for us, and then they can save a bit of money in the summer because we'll have the title in the bag, and then we don't have to get so many players in. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Listen, we're top of the league. I didn't expect us to be here again.
Nope.
I thought it'd be like 3rd or so right now. Do you think if we're top of the league at the end of December, that we're going to coast to it till about that we can maybe coast through? Because because the spine of City, like you said, is dead right now. The actual spine of that squad is dead. We saw it against Villa. We saw it against Tottenham. We saw it against Chelsea. I don't know, man. I think without Rodri, that they are a very, very average club.
I think you can never rule them out, man. Right? Even if we're 8 points clear, 9 points clear, they got the Club World Cup, so they're going to have a game less in the Premier League this month than us. We have to win that game. That game's against Brighton. Yeah, so let's assume we all win our games. They got Luton Sunday, we got Aston Villa tomorrow. Let's assume we both win them. We're still 6 clear. Then we got Brighton. Yeah, they ain't got a game. They're in the Club World Cup. We have to win that because now we're 9 clear. Pressure on them now. Even if Liverpool's still getting their points, yeah. Well, listen, we'd have to go to Anfield after that. We then beat Liverpool, and now we've put them in the mud. Yeah, these next 2 or 3 games for us are really crucial, man.
Right.
Yeah, because if we do beat Villa, we do beat Brighton, and we do beat Liverpool, that's a massive statement. Yeah, and then Liverpool all of a sudden they're 5 behind. We're then 5 clear of them. We'll be 9 ahead of City, albeit they'll have a game in hand. And now you've got, 2 teams chasing you down instead of 1. The only thing I will say is both of them have won the league with their current manager. Yeah, and even if we get 8 points clear, 9 points clear, 10 points clear, if we then get to that back into the season and we're 7, 8, 9 clear, but then we go 1-0 down, are we going to have that PTSD again of, oh my God, here we go again? Or have we actually got over that hurdle? But listen, there's so many twists and turns to come. Like that, we just have to get through these next fixtures with as many points as possible. If we can get through that, listen, I don't want draws. Draws kill you in this league.
Yep.
Yeah, a draw is like a loss, but it's better. You're better off having win-loss. Look at Man United. Yeah, they're only 3 points off City, and they've been crap all year. Why? Because they've won, lost. They ain't had a draw. Yeah, so I don't really want any draws, but if we can get out of them next 3 games with 7 or 9 points, yeah, then mate, then we're banging for a title race all the way, I think. And then we have to do what we have to do in January, man. And listen, I don't want to see 1 player coming in January. I want 3 decent ones.
Yeah, and we're gonna bring up an interesting tweet that Connor saw last night. But before we do that, I wanted to add, first of all, smash the freaking likes up. We got Lee Gunner on the show. Smash the likes up. Make sure you're smashing subs if you are new. We are on the road to 1K. Lee, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Liverpool are as much of a threat to Arsenal as Man City are?
I think so. Yeah, I think, like I said, they've got a manager that's done it. He's got across the line. He's been in multiple title races to the death. Literally got done on the last day of the season 2 years ago. Or was that last year? No, it was us last year, the year before. Liverpool were actually winning the league with about 20 minutes to go this season. And then Villa just capitulated and they scored 3 times. But they are a problem. And if you look at their forward line, I looked at the AFCON earlier, and if Egypt go all the way, Salah misses the game against us at the Emirates, right? But even if you take Salah out of the team, Darwin Núñez, Gakpo, Jota,
Szoboszlai,
who's the other? Diaz. Like, they got bad boys up front. They got some top players that can score goals out of nothing. Their midfield this season, they've rectified that. The only thing I see the problem with Liverpool, obviously Matip's out now. But if any one of them other 2 get injured, similar to us.
Is Alisson back? Is Alisson back? Because I know he was out. How long is he out?
Next week.
He's back next week. Okay.
They've got Robertson out.
I was really hoping we were going to.
They've got Matip out now. They got the goalkeeper out. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's getting injuries. Like, we can't use injuries as an excuse. Right, at the end of the day, everyone's got them, and not just.
I think we've been very lucky so far. I think we've been very, very lucky.
We have been. Like the injuries we've got at Thomas Partey, right? Well, let's be real. Declan Rice is making up for that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we've had Martin Odegaard miss 3 games, and Jurriën Timber. Well, let's be real. He had 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I think it's back in March, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
he had
20
20 minutes of football, so we can't really say that it's a massive miss because we don't know, do we? Yeah, off of 20 minutes, you can't base how good he's going to be for the year. Like, but we haven't had any real sustained long period of injury yet. But we, I don't know, man. Listen, Liverpool, if they sign a centre back and a midfielder, yeah, they're there for the death, like all the way. Yeah, and if Man City go out there and sign a creative midfielder, yeah, and maybe another winger, yeah, I think Man City will still win it if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think they want that 4 in a row. And the thing is, like, when you got Pep sitting in press conferences getting rattled by Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, well, we see what happened when he got rattled last year. They won a treble. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? With the charges and all of that. So it's interesting. Do you know the one thing I'll say though? Yeah, if we cross the line with this manager, yeah, up against them 2 managers, yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, fair play, because I don't think we'll win it under this manager. Yeah, and I'm still to be seeing it. But the fact that he's got us back into a position where we are now kind of attractive, yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, fair play to him. Listen, I don't think he's the man until he proves he's the man. Yeah, but he has got us playing better football than we have done for a few years previous when he first got here. And we do keep going and going and going, despite being extremely lucky in some of these games, like nicking the goal in the last minute and that. At least we keep going. But I just think, like, when you're going toe-to-toe with Liverpool, you have to go to Liverpool and get a win at Liverpool. When you're going toe-to-toe with City, you have to go there. Like, yes, you don't necessarily on paper have to beat these teams to win a title, but then you have to be equally as good, if not better, in the other games to win it. You don't have to beat City. You can lose twice to City and still win the league. Twice to Liverpool and still win it. But if you go and put a marker down against them, that does their head, because now you've gone to Anfield and done them. You've gone to the Etihad and done them straight away. I think flipping out this lot of serious now. Yeah, look at when we played City in the Community Shield. Trossard last minute, done them on pens. Yeah, and then we beat them at the Emirates. Yeah, all of a sudden they ain't been right since. Let's be real.
Yeah. No, true. No, that's absolutely 100% true. Connor, bring up that tweet you were gonna bring up. By the way, we got a couple of super chats in here. Obviously, if you guys have a question for the panel, you guys have a question for Lee, easiest way for me to see that is through a super chat. So go ahead and get those in. Thank you, Eli, my guy. He says, large up TJ, Lee, Connor, and Dowd. Much love, my guy Eli, every single time. And then we got Sheik coming over here from Sarcasm City TV. Big up you guys every time. Villa at the weekend. Tough game, not going to lie. It could be a good evening, but beating Villa at home is a massive statement. If we beat them, I'm going to be shameless about it.
I think we can get at them. I'm a little nervous, but I think we can get that defense.
We're beating Villa, man. I'm so chill with it.
You're chill.
You know?
Yeah, apparently I'm toxic and negative. Do you know what I mean?
It's Friday.
We're beating them. We're beating them, but I think City are beating Luton quite easy as well. Yeah,
that's a 5-0.
The reason for that, Luton put everything into that game, and I don't buy into this logic that they were good. They weren't good. We threw 3 in the back of the net.
Easily,
They weren't like they were peppering us with chance after chance, and they run their nuts off. But let's be real, we were trash. Yeah, maybe that's because they were pressing us so high up. I don't know, but either way, yeah, they put so much energy into that game that Man City with Rodri and Grealish back are going to batter them, mate. Yeah, literally batter them. I think they'll slap them 4 or 5. Yeah, but I think on the same basis, I think that's why we will beat Villa. Because although Man City were trash, they still had to work for that win, Aston Villa. It weren't a walk in the park. Yes, they were dominating shots and the ball at times, but it's never easy to play Man City, even when they're trash. Yeah, yes, defensively, they didn't have a lot to do. Yeah, but they still had to keep the ball, they still had to run around, they still had to put a lot of work into that game. Yeah, and that's why I think we'll beat them. We're the last team to beat them at their ground in the league.
Yep.
Yeah, Jorginho off the bar, off Emi Martinez and
That's right.
Martinelli.
This year.
And then the thing is, as long as we stop John McGinn and getting the ball to Ollie Watkins, straight away, or to Leon Bailey. Yeah, he was brilliant the other night. Conte was brilliant the other night as well. And all you've got to do is stop them ones. Stop the ball going from Conte to Bailey, McGinn to Watkins. Job done. Yeah, I know it says it's easy to say that. Yeah, but when we've got 2 of the best centre backs in the league, if not they are the best centre back pairing in the league right now. Joint anyway. Yeah, then I'm kind of confident, man. When you've got Declan Rice snapping at the heels of everyone in midfield, yeah, I'm pretty confident we're winning that game. Yeah, and the thing is, they'll have a go. Yeah, they'll have a go against us
Yeah.
because they're at home, and that would be their downfall.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, Connor's got this tweet up, and honestly, I saw this. I was out last night. I saw this, and I was just like, "This is too good to be true." I want to come to Dal on this one.
Yeah.
So it says, I don't know what ID.
This guy,
I don't know what ITK this is.
This guy,
This is too good to be true.
You narrow it down. He's more on the Liverpool side of things. If you were a Liverpool fan, you'd be more to know this guy. I put it up, take it a pinch of salt. I just wanted to put it up because it's a talking point. And it's something that Lee might not know, but I've been talking about this and what I want in January. If we want to win a league title, this is what you need to be doing in January. Not a midfielder, this. Because if you learn from last year, you don't bring in a midfielder and a defender. You bring in that guy. Right? So, yeah, go on with it, TJ.
No, I wanted to get Dowsing because, like, honestly, Brentford were willing to work with us for David Raya, and after last game, I'm like, I can't believe I backed this guy, but we won't get into that.
Just back him. Give him time. He was misunderstood at Brentford.
Oh my God, I'm misunderstood because I backed this guy not only on this channel, but on Flawless's channel, just being like, no, he's the guy, he's the answer. Yeah, we can sell Ramsdale, and after that, I'm like, okay,
he's the guy.
Dead take. Anyway, yeah. So Arsenal in talks with Brentford regarding loan deal. 5 million upfront, option to buy 50 million in the summer. I want to come to Dal on this one because Dal, I've
been saying all along we're never getting
your voice note to me after the Luton game. I had to turn my phone down. But what do you think that this is real? Do you think that there is any is there any validity to this? Do you think this is something Brentford will do for us again?
Not for 50 million. Not when they've already valued him at 100 million, I thought, or 80 million.
Yeah.
50 million, that's a steal for Ivan Toney. But there's a part of me that thinks we won't get him. And I have to say, because of some of the gambling bullshit, of some of the stuff that he's gone on about Arsenal with Arteta, overall, I know he's got the skills, but I don't know if he fits into the squad that well. I don't know if Arteta sees his personality as a fit, because we know what he's done to Abba. We know what he did to Ozil, which Ozil deserved. But, Arteta's way of dealing with players with some sort of personality or some sort of background that he doesn't really like, we've seen how he treats them. Right. And I just think that Ivan Toney, it's almost too good. You know what I mean? When the fit of the player's too good, it's like it makes so much sense that it's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about it. Like, it's such a good fit. Otherwise, footballing wise, besides the gambling and his character and personality, whatever, and the tweets he's made, footballing wise, it's a perfect fit. But that just goes against the logic of Arsenal. We ask for Caicedo, we get Jorginho. We, ask
for Mudryk and get Trossard by some lucky stroke.
Yeah, it's like it always goes one way against us, right? I mean, the Declan Rice deal was one thing because it took like a month to finally meet their valuation of 105 million. We were going 90, 95, 100, right? I mean, I just feel like 50 million's too low, and it's the right option, but we will do the opposite because we're Arsenal. That's how I feel about it, and we'll find some striker. I still rate like Hugo Ekitike, or what's his name is, from PSG. I think Jonathan David's out there. There's other strikers that probably don't come with as much baggage, but I know Tony's the right fit, and I know you guys rate him as well, many in the chat. And I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be against it. But again, Arsenal stumble when it comes to these sorts of purchases. We target these players, and we sometimes end up not getting them. So I don't know what you guys think. I just think it's still 50-50.
I think that this story is garbage. I think it's far too good to be true, honestly, especially after Brentford worked with us on the David Raya deal. And obviously Tony's a baller. I want Tony over Osimhen. I want Tony over Vlahovic. I want Tony over whoever else is out there. Like there are strikers out there that are capable of putting it in the back of the net, but a lot of those strikers are not in the Premier League. Ivan Toney is Premier League proven. We have to bring in somebody that is Premier League proven. Period. End of story. But Lee, what do you think about this? I mean, is it garbage? What is realistically going to happen, Lee? Tell us. I'm
What's
going to be having the same conversation.
They're going to go and buy some Brazilian kid that no one's ever heard of. He'll score in the Champions League. He'll start crying, and then he'll get loaned out to Norwich and do nothing. All jokes aside, I actually think we're getting him. Yeah, maybe not in January. But I do think he'll be an Arsenal player.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to. I obviously no. One of my pals. I'm going to let you into this. Two of my pals are very good mates with him, like really good mates with him. Go on holidays with him and everything. Go to each other's houses. Go out with the missus and kids and all of that. And I texted him a couple of weeks back. Like, and I'm not one of these that go, oh, tell me what's happening. Beg, like, at the end of the day, it's his career as well. He's contracted to a club.
Yeah.
And I don't know Ivan Toney. I've never met him, but they're mates with him. Been mates a long time, right? And I said, listen, he's linked to Chelsea and to Arsenal. I beg he don't go Chelsea. He'll ruin his career. He just texts back and put, lol, I think it might be Arsenal. What does that mean? That don't really tell me a lot, does it? Like, but I don't want to go, oh, what do you know? I ain't like that. But I think we will get him. And I think the reason we'll get him, despite some of the stuff he's done, slagging off Brentford and stuff like that, like when he sat in the car and that, funny enough, that was outside my mate's restaurant. Who knows him? But yeah, I think despite all of that, Mikel Arteta, he does give a shit. Yeah, he does care. Yeah. And I've always said that. As much as I don't rate him as a manager that highly, he does actually care and he does want to win. Right? You can tell that he's so focused on win, which is great. Yeah, because if half of our fan base had that mentality, we wouldn't have gone 20 years without winning a title anyway. But I do think that he would put all of that to the side because this guy can shoot us to a title. Yeah, and not only that, he's coming back off an 8-month ban. So he's going to have a point to prove. Yeah, and there's a Euros coming up, and he's only got 18 months left on his contract.
That's the thing.
So
is he going to sign another contract?
Doesn't really seem like, yes, it's cheap because it's Ivan Toney and he scored 20 goals last year. But when he's got 18 months left on his contract, yes, Tottenham are going to want him. Yes, Chelsea are going to want him. Man United might want him. I don't think he'll go United. He's a Liverpool fan. Maybe he will. I don't know. We've had players go Tottenham or Arsenal. I don't know whether this is still a thing. And they go, oh, I ain't playing for them. But he lives in London. You might as well stay in London then, mate. And then out of the 3 teams that are available in London that need a striker, we're top of the table. We're the best prospect out there out of the 3 to win something because Tottenham ain't and Chelsea ain't anytime soon. So, and he's 28. Last big contract, 5-year, 2 or 4-year contract, get him up to 32 and then bin him. Yeah, and if he comes in with Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, boy, yeah, Declan Rice in midfield, yeah, then we can have Gabby Jesus coming off the bench or mixing it up, going 4-4-2 in certain games with him and Jesus, Trossard off the bench here and there. That front line is stacked. If we get a
Premier League winning side, and including Gabriel and Saliba, and I'd personally go for you left back.
To cut you, Connor. Sorry, mate. The one thing I was going to say as well, right, is he gives you something different. Yeah? When Man City lost to them last season, he's a player that when you're under the cosh, like say at Anfield, for example, we had Man City away last season for Brentford. He scored twice and won in the game. Yeah, but he is an outball. So when we're under the cosh in certain games, you can just say, Ivan, stand in that centre circle. As soon as you lot get the ball, kick it straight to him. Yeah, and he'll must. He's like Drogba. Yeah, he'll elbow. He's all elbows, but he works hard. He runs the channels. He scores all types of goals. He's sick of penalties. Yeah, he's not bad at free kicks. Yeah, Andy is a physical problem in the box, and you always on your, like, where is he? You're always looking. Yeah, and when he's getting 2 centre backs drawn to him to try and have a fight with him, that means one of our strikers or wingers is free. Yeah, or easier 1-on-1 rather than doubling up on Saka or doubling up on Martinelli because now 2 are on him. Yeah, and we need that type of player. We've got Eddie up front. He ain't over 6 foot. Martinelli, Trossard, Saka, Jesus, Odegaard, they're all under 6 foot. Yeah, go and get him, man. He's a no-brainer for me, mate.
Clear as day. Yeah. So, get off Cedric. That's the 17 shirt available. It's there. It's written in the stars, mate. It's written in the stars.
Give him Eddie Nketiah. Yeah. Give him Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, and give him 20 million or 30 million. Yeah,
they were going to take him at one point. They were actually going to buy Ivan Toney. They were going to buy Eddie Nketiah. He was linked with Brentford and Crystal Palace. It's like it's clear as day. I know, obviously, transfers aren't done like FIFA, where they're done like that. You know, they take a lot of time and a big process drink up, and but it just seems obvious. And when I see reports of us wanting to sell Partey in January and bringing a midfielder, I'm like, you're carbon copying last year. And we don't really need the midfield. I know we've got the backups of Jorginho and El Neni. It's not ideal. I can understand that. But I'd rather go with Thomas Partey, because Thomas Partey's going to be back in January. He may not be available all the way till May. I'd rather keep him in there and then go for the striker. It just doesn't make sense for me selling him in January when he's not injured, one of our best midfielders or one of our more crucial midfielders with Declan Rice. I'd rather have him as a backup than going ahead and selling him, getting some Dross guy probably coming in behind him, because we're not probably going to spend that much in January. You know, it just personally for me that doesn't make sense, and I feel like we're just carbon copying what we're doing last season. I'm seeing links of Douglas Luiz and Paulinho. Why do we need them? We don't need.
To be honest, though, Connor, if Declan Rice gets injured, we're F midfield. We are F midfield, because despite me not thinking he's been as great as everyone else, he has been very good since he's walked into this club. He's our best midfielder. Although the bar's been on the floor with the rest of them because they've all been trash. Odegaard's not really been great. Vieira's not been great. He's done all right when he's come off the bench. Now he's injured. 29's chipped in now with a couple of goals, but he's been trash. Jorginho. I'm not having it with Jorginho either. Like, if that was Thomas Partey instead of Jorginho in that Tottenham game, we win that game. He don't do that slip, and then they're begging, and then we might go and get the third. And then we've got El Neni after that. So if he gets injured, I think we need a midfielder. Like Douglas Luiz ain't it for me. I want Paulinho. Because then you can put Declan Rice and Paulinho together with Odegaard in front, and that's solid. And then that maybe gives the license to Odegaard to do what he's doing last season. Because this season he's been dropping a little bit deeper. He's not really involved in the game so much. Last year he was helping out Saka. He ain't doing that so much anymore. He's floating over the left, he's floating over the right. He's picking up the ball off the centre backs, and I'm like, mate, you're supposed to be the creative guy. Why are you so deep? And he's so deep because he don't trust 29. That's right. And he don't trust whoever else is Jorginho that's playing there. So he wants the ball because he's better on the ball than them.
Right.
But you can't do it on your own. And if you've got a platform of Rice and Paulinho, they're both very good at recovering the ball. And Declan Rice is so much better going forward, driving through midfield, so Paulinho can sit. But then when Paulinho goes, Rice can sit. Like with Vieira and Petit. Or Gilberto when we had him. It was like, I'll go for right, you sit back then. And that was solid. And that gave the attacking players more options to go forward. And I think if we go and get both of them, I still think we need a centre back though, man, because if, God forbid them two get injured, we're down to Kivior in midfield.
We need a fullback if we're talking depth at that position too. Because we're one more injury away from having Kivior on the left permanently.
I was going to worry. Now we're put 29 there. He can do it for Germany.
Oh my goodness!
I was going to bring it up and say, I think a lot of Arsenal fans, and I think
levels.
We've been crying for I know Lee calls him Bart Simpson. We've been calling for Zinchenko to play in midfield, and say, for example, it comes to that point. Wouldn't you, as I put this, don't get me wrong, I think Paulinho is fantastic. I would definitely have him at Arsenal, definitely. But if it comes to it and it's like, right, we've got the option of a guy that can play in midfield because he's shit in defence. We know that for a fact. I can't remember, what game was it recently? He came on from a sub, and as soon as he had a defensive chore to do, he fumbled. We didn't concede. It might have been Wolves. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, ignore me. But
it was. And he cleared it off the line, and everyone gave him a high five.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got that option, and I still don't understand why Arteta's playing him at left back when I know he wants to play inverted, all this stuff. But you've got a player that can play in midfield, and I do think Zinchenko could do a very, very good job for Arsenal in midfield if he stays there. Not if he tracks back. Not if he plays as a left back. I think left back's a big priority. Because he's obviously not keeping Tierney after the loan. Tierney's probably going to get sold in the summer. We don't actually have an actual left back. And Tavares ain't coming back in. I don't want to see him back in an Arsenal shirt. So we don't actually have a left back, I
thought we sold him to Forest. Did we not? Or is he loaned? Oh, my God.
But you're absolutely spot on there, Connor. Because if you put him in midfield, he's so good with short passing. And he does have a shot on him. He's chipped in with a couple of goals since he's been at the club. And similar to Granit Xhaka, when he's going back that way towards our own goal, he is a liability, mate. Absolute liability. But when he's going that way, You're like, okay, fair enough. I mean, the other game, I think it was the Wolves game. Was it Wolves? Yeah, it wasn't that. The game that he came on and saved it off the line. Maybe that was Wolves. I can't remember. Yeah, but in that Wolves game, he was the furthest player forward at some points. Yeah, because we were so comfortable in that game. But his short passing, his long passing is not so great. But his short passing, round the corner balls, eye of the needle balls, he's very, very good with that. If you put him next to Declan Rice and just said to him, listen, I want you to do what Xhaka did last season. Yeah, don't receive the ball facing your own goal. Yeah, do it on the half turn. Yeah, Xhaka was quality last season, and that's because he weren't facing his own goal getting the ball. If we put him next to Declan Rice, then I'll allow not having a midfielder in this window, January window. Yeah, but at the same time, then who do you put a left back? Yeah, because we ain't got anyone. Kivior ain't good enough. Yeah, Tomiyasu's now injured. Going to turn into 3 months.
Could have been Timber, but then our manager decided to get him injured. I'm still.
And then Jurriën Timber's going to come back. It's going to be January. He's not up to speed. It's going to be freezing cold. Might do an injury. Same with Kevin De Bruyne when he comes back. Might do another injury because it's cold. The 2 coldest months in the country. Yeah, not up to match fitness. Getting fast wingers running down that wing at you.
And on the left side, guys, we call our Brighton. Get our man Estepian. Top left back.
Or just recall to Kieran Tierney back.
Yeah, exactly. He can't. He doesn't fit the system, Lee. He doesn't fit the system. You know?
Don't you think it's funny though, right? That we're sitting here. You're saying, Connor, we need a left back.
Yeah.
I'm saying we need a centre back. We're all saying we need a striker, and then we're debating on whether we need a midfielder. Yeah,
I don't think it's a debate. I think we do.
Some people want to go. Some people want to go.
And we haven't even spoke about cover for Saka yet.
Yeah,
we're like 5 players away from having the complete squad.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. This is why I want to go and do the most in January. Go and get a striker, defender, and midfielder in January, because then in the summer you can get rid of Smith Rowe, you can get rid of Reece, get rid of Eddie, unless you part X him this January. You can get rid of Cedric. You can get rid of some of the players that are out on loan. Yeah, and then all you got to do is go and get 2 quality players in the summer. Yep. Yeah, and then we've got the complete 16, 17 squad. Right. Yeah, that Pep has. Yeah, because he's only got 16 players that are really quality. The rest is it's a mad. He has 2 goalkeepers on the bench every game. Two kids on the bench every game. Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis. Yeah, Scott Carson's on the bench every week. Third goalkeeper. Yeah, the 4 of their bench is trash. Yeah, well, not trash. Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob,
right. If that one's performing bad, I've got him, and he's just as good. Put him on.
And that's the difference, right? If we have Saka and Martinelli out, yeah, we're all sitting there going, oh my God, we're doomed. If they have Jack Grealish and Bernardo on the bench, they're going, oh, cool. We've got Foden on the right and we've got Doku on the left. Right.
I'm still fuming personally. I watched the Tottenham game yesterday. Kudus is such, and Dow, I think you were calling for Kudus, weren't you? Such a good player. Such a good player. And he went to West Ham for a steal. And that could have been a great replacement to have behind Bukayo Saka. Easily. And we miss out on all these players, you know, and it's.
Go get Pedro Neto, man. I know he's had 2 big injuries, but he is a class act, mate, and he fits Project Youth. Yeah, and he can play left, he can play right, he can play number 10. He's quick, he's direct. Yep. Yeah, and I think he's the top assister in the league this season. He's been injured for the last 4 games. No, he's a good player, man.
Leo, I was going to ask you quickly because I know we've got into predictions in a minute. You know, I was sitting watching the FA Cup draw with my family. We're like, come on, someone think it's all Arsenal, all my family, all Arsenal. And of course, we're the only team that has to get a big in the Big Six to get another Big Six team. I thought, for fuck's sake. Do you reckon? Because we know our fate with the FA Cup under Arteta, bar when he came in through Unai Emery, which I agree with you. Still believe that's Unai Emery's team. It's his trophy, really. But hey, Arteta to go ahead and win it. We know our history in the FA Cup. I want to win the FA Cup as much as I want to win the league and the Champions League, in all honesty, but I know it's probably not realistic for the Champions League. I want to win the FA Cup this season. It's been too long. You know, we are the team. We're the team for like Man City's Carabao Cup the last couple of seasons. That's like obviously Arsenal are a lot different. We've been doing it for way longer than City. I want to say this. I want to obviously win it this season. But I look at the likes of Liverpool coming up, and we do have quite a hefty amount of games coming into it. Do you think we'll really go for it this season, even though we've got the likes of Liverpool coming up for it? Do you reckon we'll go second string? Do you reckon Arteta will actually take it serious this year? Because let's be honest with it, I don't believe we're going to win the Champions League for a second. I don't think we are, especially when I look at the performance against Luton. We can flop up when we want to, when we decide to, and the league's obviously chalk and cheese, whatever the manager and the the recruitment team start to in January. My question is, do you think we'll go for it this season, or do you think we'll in your opinion, do you think we'll throw it away once again? I want to go for it.
Since he's won it, he's thrown it in the bin.
Yeah.
And so and I said this the other day, and somebody was like, "What do you mean he's thrown it in the bin?" I said, "Mate, he's lost to Southampton. He's lost to Nottingham Forest." Yeah. And then everyone was patting him on the back for like only losing 1-0 to Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, come on, mate. Like, let's be real with this here. Yeah. He's thrown that cup away 3 years in a row since winning it. I want to win it. I've seen us win it 9 times in my lifetime. But however, that prize of winning the Champions League or getting further in the Champions League, let's say we get to a Champions League semi, we're probably going to end up with about 70 million quid. If we win the FA Cup, we get 6 million. Yeah. So for the money men in the football club, what's the point in winning the FA Cup? Yeah, it's a good day out for the fans. It's a trophy. We all want to see it, but on the books and on the spreadsheets and all of that and the accounts, it's no good. Yeah, and then it gives you a fixture pile up. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're playing Real Madrid in the Champions League semi 2 days before you're playing an FA Cup game away at, I don't know, Sunderland or someone. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the game, 2 games before that, you've got to go away to Man United. After the Real Madrid first leg, you're now playing, I don't know, Spurs away or something. All of a sudden, you've got 4 games in 10 days. It's a pain in the arse to football clubs. That's why they don't take it seriously.
Yeah. No. So what's your minimum expectation for Arteta to keep the job? Because I remember. Yeah, I know exactly. So that's my point, is that we're not winning the Champions League. Like, I'm sorry. Do you think are you feeling strong enough that we'll be able to win the league?
How negative?
Yeah, I'm negative, dude. I've been saying, since September that I need to see a trophy or I want him out.
Yeah, 100%.
So that being said, it's just like, okay, well, if he's gonna rate the FA Cup so lowly, then I might as well just be Arteta out now because I don't think we're gonna win the league. Not with this squad in the way that it is right now. So I wanted to check with Lee on that. Like, we have to win something, or would a top 4 in a semi?
No, we have to win something. Top 4, we did that. I was marching down Hornsey Road to get Wenger out of the club for finishing second to Leicester. Getting top 4 weren't good enough back then. We were nicking cups then. We were winning FA Cups back then. Yeah, and getting top 4. Yeah, all we've done is just go back to the level that was deemed not good enough under Wenger. So if that's the case, we might as well just keep Wenger.
My point.
Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I said at the start of the season, if he wins the League Cup, which he now bottled as well and threw that in the bin, because that's another pain in the arse for football clubs. That's why they all put reserve teams out. If you win that, you get 100 grand prize money. Yeah, our top players are on more than that a week.
Yeah,
Odegaard's on 240 a week.
That doesn't even pay 29 for 4 days.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's our highest earner apparently, 280 or 290 or whatever he's on. But the thing is, I said at the start of the season, if we win a League Cup and finish 12th, I couldn't care less. We've won saying, have another go. Yeah, because if ultimately you don't win the league title, you've lost. I don't care about, but Champions League this and it attracts, but load of rubbish, mate. Yeah, the amount of decent players that get attracted, that might have worked 20 years ago, 15 years ago, yeah? But now there's so many teams with top dollar to the point where West Ham can attract players from Ajax. In Kudus. Yeah, look at Pogba. He went from Juventus, serial champions year in, year out, to go back to Man United, who were in Europa League. Zlatan, Europa League, went to United. Kante just won a league title, 10th place Chelsea he went to. Yeah, so 15 years ago, cool, Champions League, whatever. Now a load of bollocks. And unless you're going to have a serious go at it, which I don't think we can. Yeah, listen, I've seen people sitting there going, if we get an easy route to the final, well, yeah, that's cool. Great. Easy route to the final. I'll take it as long as we win it. Yeah, because ultimately, when our fans sit there and laugh at Man United for winning a League Cup last year and saying that the League Cup's beneath a club like Arsenal and giving it, but who did they play? Well, if we win the Champions League then by beating, say, Benfica in the final after playing Inter Milan and Lazio along the way, well, does that diminish our win then? It don't, does it? Yeah, you still got to win it. Yeah, just because Man United did it against easier teams. Do you know why they did it against easier teams? Because Man City didn't beat Southampton. That's why they got Southampton. Yeah, Tottenham lost to Charlton or somebody. Charlton were there because a big team got knocked out by Charlton. It was us. Was it us?
No, we got knocked out by
Brighton. We lost to. Yeah,
we lost to Brighton. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
They lost. I thought Spurs lost to Sheffield. I don't know.
Yeah, but the teams Man United played along the way, they shouldn't have got if the big teams did their job. Yeah. It's the same in the Champions League. If you get an easy route along the way, it's because the big teams ain't done their job. Yeah,
Right.
because the big teams should be arriving towards the latter stages. And when you're getting lesser teams arriving towards the semis and the final, that's because the better teams didn't do their job on the day against the teams that they should be beating. Yeah, we should be beating Luton. We beat Luton. Yeah, we should be beating Forest. We beat Forest. Yeah, we should beat Aston Villa, despite them being on a great run. Yeah, we should beat them. Yeah, but if we don't, we ain't done our job. Yeah, we're Arsenal. They're Aston Villa. With all due respect, they're not good. They're not better than us. Yeah, and my point is, if we win the FA Cup and he finishes 6th and gets knocked out in the round of 16, who cares? We won an FA Cup. Go again. Yeah, but then you better win something next season. Yeah, I don't. Yes, I want a league title. Of course I do. Yes, I want to see a Champions League in my lifetime. But the game is about trophies. Yeah, and this dismissal of these cups is a disgrace in English football, mate. Yeah, when we finished 12th in '93, did anyone care? They didn't. We won 2 cups that year. Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, but now it's the shit cup, the Mickey Mouse Cup. Yeah, it's the energy drink cup. Yeah, like since when have we been in a position to pick and choose what we win?
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah, go and win something. Yes, it's hard to win the league. Yeah, it's easier to win a cup than it is to win a league because there's less games. Yeah, but at the same time, just win something. And I don't think he's gonna win the league. Listen, if he wins the league, I'll hold my hands up and say fair play, mate. Yeah, because I don't think he can
all
do
of
it.
us will.
It's
All of us
yeah.
will.
It's
Yeah, in the Champions League, and the way I see our fans banging on about, oh, we don't fear anybody in Europe, motherfuckers ain't watched Atleti this season, then have they?
Yeah.
Because they're joint top scorers in the Champions League with us and City. Yeah, they ain't watched Real Madrid this season, have they? Because they've only lost 1 game this season in all competitions.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was to Atleti. Funny enough, 3-1. Yeah, so if these people are that deluded to think that we can just wipe the floor with them Madrids and even Bayern Munich into that mix, I'm sorry, mate, ain't happening. Yeah, they've got that pedigree. They've got managers in place that have been there, done it, and won it. And if they haven't won it, Ancelotti's won it, Tuchel's won it, and Simeone's been in 2 finals. Yeah, so if we think we can just rock up and win that, yeah, the arrogance stinks. Yeah, if we do rock up and win it, then again, mate, what an achievement. That's unbelievable. Because even with these legends behind me, we couldn't win it.
Yep.
Yeah, so if we just win the FA Cup, I'm cool with that.
Big up, Hugo.
So,
What do you got, Dal?
my quick question before we get into predictions is, number 1 season, we have to change the armband right now. I know teams don't really do that. I know that's not common. But I think there's just comes to a point where you see Rice's performances, you look at Odegaard's performances, and you really think, like, which one is really going to take us to the promised land? Which one is really going to drive this team forward? And I know it's unusual for teams to change captains, but I think if we're ahead at Christmas time, there's a discussion there. Because Odegaard, as for me, is just not cutting it. He's not vocal enough. He's not controlling enough. And we've seen the displays of Rice. We've seen what he can do. We've seen the passion he brings. Is it completely off the charts for Arteta to switch captaincy?
Yeah, he won't change. He won't change him. Even at the end of the season, I don't see him changing it. Yeah, like who's our vice captain? Is it Jesus?
Jesus.
See, I don't think he's going to be here much longer, Jesus. I don't think Zinchenko is going to be here much longer either. I think Timber was his replacement. Yeah, he's too emotional. But in terms of the captain, you're right. He don't inspire me.
Right.
Yeah, and his performance. Sometimes you don't have to be vocal to be a captain. I get that, but last season you could go, "Wow, yeah, he's leading by example." This season he's been awful, man. Yeah, he disappears, ghosts games, giving out penalties. Like, what's this handing over penalties to people? Like, just take the penalty, mate.
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about? I see Man United doing it the other week. Like, turn it in. All these pity penalties and that. Like, not for me. Yeah, me personally, I would have given it to Tierney in the first place, but obviously you don't rate him, so he's gone. But I'd say, I think Declan Rice, as much as I like him, I think it's a bit early. I think he could be a captain going forward because obviously he was for West Ham. But I think if I was going to give anyone the captain's armband right now, it'd be one of them 2 centre-backs. Yeah, one of them 2 centre-backs. I think we'd probably have to go with Gabriel over Saliba, as much as I rate Saliba higher. Yeah, I think that Gabriel's been our best defender this calendar year. Yeah, and I think that because he's been a mainstay in the team under Arteta, whereas Saliba was out on loan, I'd probably go with Gabriel as our captain and then maybe Rice as vice. But I don't see him taking it off Odegaard, mate. I really don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I just was hoping that maybe Arteta would see something, see like Rice, as we seen, can pull teams up by the scruff of their neck, get us moving, get us wins at the last minute. And we just don't see Odegaard doing that. We've seen him subbed off. Hussein was
Yep.
subbed off earlier this season before, he's injured as well. So I'm wondering if there's just a mental part where we give the armband to Rice, the team, the squad feels that they see Rice's energy, we feel Rice's energy, and that's what we use to push us on to get a title this year. No diss to Odegaard, but like you said, they don't really do that in world football, right? You don't just strip a captaincy unless he does something critically wrong, right? So, I mean, I get all that, but I just think that there's a lot more of the mentality under Rice is better. Like it's better.
I agree.
I just think he's the one who's got to have it next season. Probably not this season for sure.
No, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where you gotta have somebody that's consistent in performances. It's really, really hard to get behind somebody who disappears in big games. That's
sure.
really what I've gone in. You could argue, oh well, Rice went and hid during Spurs. No, he was injured. Other than that, he's been the most consistent player in my opinion.
Fourth game of the season, bro. That Spurs draw is
I know. So far away. But anyway, all right, guys, I'm not going to waffle anymore. Let's go ahead and get into the predictions real quick because we got to get Lee over to his watch along. He is going to be doing a watch along for Napoli Juventus. Just stay on the stream, people. Just stay on the stream. You'll be redirected to Lee React.
Yeah, man. Yeah, listen. Stay here, man. All right, listen. Give these guys their dues, man. Listen, they put their hours in. They're grinding, man. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So here we go. Last week we had Flawless on, obviously, and then we had Eli, Hanno, and Drew Gunners come in and give us some predictions in the comments. Again, guys, if you want to be in the prediction league, go ahead and put it in the comments after the video ends, and I will put you on the spreadsheet. The loser for last, I'm just going to cut right to the chase. I killed it last week. I absolutely murdered. You are welcome. You are welcome. You bask in my greatness. Hanno, oh yikes, buddy.
Yeah.
Second place loser there.
Yeah. Dal avoids the Sandler treatment for this week.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into it real quick because we gotta get this stream wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for coming here. Make sure you're smashing likes. Make sure you're smashing the subs. Let's get into it. First off, something that Klopp can cry about: another early game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. What do you got, Lee?
3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
They got too much firepower, man. Palace don't really score many goals. Yeah, that's only going one way.
Yeah, 100%. What do you got, Connor?
They'll have Nunes. I'm gonna go for who have they got? They've got no Alisson, so they might have Alisson actually. To be fair, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. All right. Dow.
Let's go 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm going. No, that's too much. I'm copying off Lee. I'll go 3-1. I was gonna say 4, but that's too much for Selhurst. Nottingham Forest, who have fallen off. Yikes!
Big up Yeti.
Great losses, man.
Big up Yeti. Yikes! What do you got, Lee? Versus Wolves.
2-1 Wolves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they'll have too much in midfield for them, man. Yeah, Nottingham Forest all over the gaff. They've put 2 players in the sin bin, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's 2 players. See, it's easy to get rid of players if you want to.
One was like captain, Lee.
Yeah, exactly. You just tell them straight. You ain't training with us, mate. You're locked out of training ground. Jog on. Yeah, you're getting sold. Just go grab a beer, lads. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. No problem. What do you got, Connor?
I'm going to go for. I think Wolves are going to smash them. They don't have many goals in them recently, but honestly, I'm going to go for 3-0 Wolves. I think they're going to smash them, especially after that game last time. Yeah, they're in the mud right now. Whoa, 3-0 Wolves. TJ.
Oh, Wolves. Sorry. I'm getting way too.
See, this is what I mean. This is rigged. TJ's
Rigged.
rigged.
Not rigged. What are you talking about?
Yeti in disguise. I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1 draw.
Yep. Both teams are shit. Sorry, Shite.
Joy.
Don't want to lose
It doesn't matter. There's no ad money coming into this. What are you talking about? What
guys.
are you talking about? Big up everybody in the chat, though, by the way. Yeah, make sure that you are putting your scores in the comments after the video ends as well. Yeah, draw. All right. This game is not great. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves, too, because, yeah. And I think the goals, Huang Lee Chen is going to score in that game, too. I might put
just copying all my scores. Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
I am. For the first two. For the first two, yeah. For the first two, yeah.
All daily.
I don't care. I'm shameless. I don't give a shit. Whatever makes me
He's
win.
gonna-
I don't
he's
care.
just gonna get a
You ain't
robe on
cheating.
soon.
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Just ask Everton. Just ask Man City.
Jordan,
All right. Lee, what do you got for Burnley Brighton?
Little hipster, two hipsters really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Brighton are decimated with injuries. Burnley, I don't know, man. I'm going to go 3-0 Brighton.
3-0 Brighton. Okay. What do you got, Connor?
Brighton have been a bit odd recently, haven't they? I'll be quick. Brighton, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Brighton.
Okay, Doubt.
2-2 draw. Burnley are no mugs. They just put it on Sheffield.
Sheffield are mugs though, dude. And I called that one by the way. Dude, I called that one by the way. So hold on one second.
Oh, nice. pass.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
Taylor.
yeah. So Burnley Brighton. I'm going 3-1 Brighton. Burnley will get a goal, but man, they're going down.
Brighton are
They're-
not as good as they were last season.
No, they're not. But Burnley are shit. They're awful. Yeah. Brentford visiting Sheffield United. What do you got, Lee?
Ooh. Sheffield United dug in the other night against Liverpool. Had a few chances. And they're at home.
Mm.
I'm going to go for an upset there. I'm going 1-0 Sheffield United.
All right.
Yeah, Bruno and Wissa, their chances so often crazy.
That's actually a shout. What do you got, Connor?
Yeah, Brentford are my local, and even my mate will agree with this. They are fucked. Their injuries, they don't even have, I think, proper fullbacks now. So honestly, I could see Sheffield winning this. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Sheffield United. Unfortunately, I think Brentford might drop out of this one. Sadly.
Okay. That'd be a big one. What do you got?
You guys are all on drugs. I'm going 2-1 Brentford.
Nah, man, Brentford are screwed at the moment with injuries.
Sheffield are so bad. I don't know what you guys are smoking over there.
They don't have any. What's his name? Mbomo. Mbomo's gone. You know,
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, Wissa will be
Now who's on drugs, yeah?
Yeah. Watch yourself, Guns. Watch yourself.
I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a dead game, honestly.
By the way, Lee, we have to have another FaceTime conversation one of these
Damn
days.
right. Soon, man. Soon. Definitely.
All right. Bournemouth visiting Old Trafford.
Oh, that's like not bad.
I reckon.
1-1.
All right. What do you got, Connor?
Bournemouth unbeaten in the last 4. Do you know what? This could be the game to carry it on. I do generally think it might be. And I know you might get a couple wins. It's at Old Trafford. That's the thing. I'm going to go for 2-2 draw. I do think Bournemouth could carry on this form.
I think they're going to fall off, but Dal, go ahead.
Well, our man Lee said it before. United's only 6 points behind us. I'm going to go 2-1 United. They're going to beat Bournemouth at home. Come on, guys. They're not that bad. Man United, like Lee said in his last show the other day, they are not that bad at home.
Yeah, I'm copying you, Dal. I'm copying off your paper.
They're not that bad in the league.
They're not.
Incredible
Lads,
losses.
I'm going to have to bounce though, lads. Yeah, so I'm going to give you my score predictions for the rest real quick. I'd
Yeah,
love to say
go for
another
it. Go
hour,
for
man, but I've got angry people waiting for me to do this. game.
No. I don't mean to hold you up. Go.
No.
Do what you gotta do,
Listen, first and foremost, I'm going to give you the scores, but thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, thanks,
And
bro.
listen, over Christmas and New Year, get me on again.
Yeah,
because I'll have a
100%.
bit more down. I know the games are coming thick and fast, and I'm working like a prat right now. This is I'm going on to my 6th show of the day. So, and I've got a video coming out later on the main channel. But
Beautiful.
Villa Arsenal 2-1 Arsenal.
There you go.
Luton Man City 4-0 Man City.
All right.
Fulham West Ham 2-2. Everton Chelsea. Everton a win that. If Everton hadn't been deducted points, they'd be above them. They've got more wins than them and more points if they hadn't been deducted. So I'm going for Everton 2-1.
Whew, and then Spurs Newcastle.
Newcastle are crap in North London, man. They're crap in London in general, but just because it's the top Spurs, F them. 1-0 Newcastle.
Absolutely. All right,
Thanks,
guys, go head over to Lee
Come on, big
React.
up to all of you lot. Connor,
Big up.
TJ, love, come on. Bluetooth to the lot of you, man. Big up the chat as well. Make sure you lot stay here and finish these predictions, people, yeah? Right, and later. Thanks for having me on, lads. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, bro.
Absolutely. Thanks, bro. We'll,
Come
we'll
on,
talk
love,
to you.
man. Take care,
Love.
lads.
Okay, man.
Chris,
What an absolute gem, guys, man.
I love the robe.
Yeah, no, the robe is absolute class. Yeah,
That's
guys,
what
just stay
it's
here.
doing.
Guys, if you're watching, just stay here. We're gonna finish up these predictions, and then you will get redirected over to Lee Reacts to watch Juventus and Napoli. I'm gonna watch that one actually. I don't know, it sounds like
Yeah,
a
that's what it's
might get a little cerveza, might turn into a nice little Friday afternoon.
It
You
just
know what I mean?
might.
Yeah, it just might. All right, we're down to Aston Villa, Arsenal visiting Aston Villa.
Oh, me. I think we're losing
Yeah,
it.
go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a buzzkill. I'm sorry. I can't see City going to a ground and having 2 shots and we're expected to have a chance. I'm sorry. I agree with Gunnar ER 2-1. I think we'll have a go. Definitely. I'm not saying we'll have a go, but I've got this has Villa win written all over it, and it's Emery as well. So 2-1 for me.
All right. Big up, Victor. I see you're new here. Big up. Thanks for the sub, my
Fuck
friend.
you,
Okay,
fuck you,
go ahead,
Victor.
Dal.
Fuck you, Victor. It's my mate.
Victor's
Oh.
a legend.
Right. Fuck you, Victor.
Victor's cool.
He's
got a
West
pretty
Ham.
cool
He's
name.
West Ham.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I'm gonna please. I think I'm gonna please both. I'm not gonna please anybody. I think I'm gonna go 1-1. Tight game.
Dude, that's what my heart says. My brain says, but my heart says 2-1 Arsenal. Let's go. Come on.
listen, if we win it, I'll be buzzing. But I know what we've been like at Villa Park before. I know we won last season, but I think a couple of seasons before. didn't we?
That I think that was still.
Their
still
defense
I think
is
that was a
suspect,
fluke.
bro. Their midfield's
Okay.
good, but their defense is. I don't think Aston Villa's defense is all that good. They
They
did
got
good against
Mario,
City, but is City so one-dimensional with Holland now? I mean, they really screwed themselves for keeping that guy over last season.
Yeah.
I just think City's one-dimensional, and that was bound to happen one day, right? But anyway, who we
Okay,
go?
Alright, all right.
yeah, Luton v City. I mean, I don't think City will concede 3, even though they were poor the other day. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Tony.
What do you got,
I'm
Connor?
going to go for. It's got to be a slapping, really, hasn't it? I'm sorry. I'm going to go for I'm going to copy Lee 4-0.
Dal?
I'm not going to copy Elite. I'm going to go 3-0.
I'm going 5-0. I think it's going to be a slapping. It's going to be bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be real bad. West Ham visiting Fulham.
I'm going to go for. Well, I know my mate's going to kill me in the group chat when I say West Ham lost, but Fulham were great the other day. They're on the back of a big win. But it's all West Ham. I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I can't predict that one. That's a bit tricky, that one. Not copying Lee, by the way.
You totally copying Lee. Absolutely. Cheating off his paper. So was I, though, for the first 3. Dow.
Problems. 2-1 West Ham.
There you go. I'm going. You know what? I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham, and I'll probably live to regret it. Just because they're at home. West Ham in the first half of that match did not look good at all.
Nope.
Like
They
they
came back in the second
and
half.
if we're being honest, like they played well enough to beat Spurs, and if it wasn't for Vicario and Udogie absolutely fucking it, then it would have been a draw. So I'm going 2-1 Fulham. Chelsea versus Everton. I might actually watch this one, you know.
Chelsea v Everton. Chelsea are just so bad, though, aren't they, realistically?
Yeah.
And they were bad against United. Well, not bad, but they were. Everton on the back of a big win. I'm trying to look at some things here. Screw it, they're at home again. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton.
Yes.
Okay, I'm copying Lee. I don't even mean to.
You are, man. No, I know you're not. I know you don't mean it. It's logical. It's logic. It's logical.
The voice of reason.
Right. What do you got, Dal?
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Everton Chelsea.
good.
Let's go. I got 2-2. I got 2-2.
I am gonna go. This is an interesting one. I'm going Everton, Chelsea are just shit.
Yeah,
They are, man. They're not good.
Say that again.
They show up when they want to show up.
They are fucking ridiculous. Embarrassing. I'm gonna go 3-1 Everton. They're just so bad. And then last but not least, Newcastle versus Spurs. Actually, last and least. Fuck both of them. Connor, what do you got?
Yeah, Spurs v Newcastle. I mean, do you know what? Yeah, I watched the Everton game the other day. I watched the first half, and you can see how the injuries are affecting Newcastle a bit, especially with Pope not being there. And it's at home. It's at home for Spurs. I mean, I know they lost to West Ham yesterday, but they do have the crab line. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Spurs, unfortunately.
I think that is
Tottenham
not what. I don't think that is what is going to happen.
That is not going to happen. No,
I don't know.
That's got 1-1 written all over it, bro. Both teams. Newcastle is definitely not as good as they were last season. And they have 11 injuries too, right? So, F Spurs.
All right.
I just.
I'm going to say it with my score. I'm going 3-1 Newcastle. Something about it. The well at Tottenham is poisoned. Go ahead and freaking clip me on that. Tottenham are done.
In both teams have a lot of injuries, so it might be quite dangerous.
Right.
It might be Dow's result, to be fair.
No, 100%. You might be 100% right on that. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and head out. Let's go enjoy our weekends. Let's start off with Connor, my friend. You may be in or out for the match reaction, but yeah, man, shout yourself out. What a show! What a great show!
Again. Yeah, thanks everyone tuning in. Big up to Lee. Obviously, had to cut for the event this game, but good show, and it's good to be back because I've been on this show for a couple of weeks now, so it's good to be back. But yeah, looking forward to the game tomorrow. God knows what's going to happen in that game. Listen, we'll either, I think, in my opinion, get smashed, or we'll either win very convincing. We'll either get smashed a lot, or we'll maybe walk out of it 2-1. I'm not convinced, honestly, especially. I think it's the Luton game that got me down a bit. I know we won it, but them errors, man, it worries you, and that's Luton, so we're up against a much better side. But no, it'll be good. Looking forward to it, and fingers crossed you get a win. Stay up at the top of the table. We will stay up at the top of the table, I believe. But cheers everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And of course, Dow and TJ, big up yourselves. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right, Dal, what do you got, man? And you'll be here for the match reaction tomorrow, right?
I'll be here for the match reaction, and I got to say that City looked one-dimensional.
All right.
If Haaland doesn't score the goals, where are they coming from? But anyway, I'm not worried about City. I'm worried about Arsenal. It's going to be a tough one, but I think it's a 1-1. What do I say? When I say 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Both teams are equally as good. Both can attack. Both have decent defenses, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's what we always say at the end, right?
100%.
I guess we're signing out now. Are we done?
Yeah, we're gonna sign out.
Okay.
Shout yourself out, bro.
Check me out working good on YouTube at Infamous Dal and IG. Catch me every Friday on the American Idiots Show around this time. Shout out Lee Gunner. Shout out the chat. Shout out TJ and Connor. Thanks again for a great show today. And it's Friday, guys. Get a drink and kick back and hug your loved ones, and let's see what we can do tomorrow.
Absolutely, 100%. Big up DJ Crane. Big up the American Goats, TJ, DVS, Connor. Great show. On to the next. Absolutely great show. On to the next. No, we only get the best guests. We pump out the content on this channel. And next year is even going to be even better because we're going to have scoreboard. I'm going to be actually able to run a watch along. So we'll have some watch alongs. We probably won't do watch alongs every game, but we'll do watch alongs. Next season it'll be, or next year it'll be awesome. So yeah. Big up everybody. Of course, big up Lee Gunner for coming over and hanging out with us. I'll reach out to Lee again on WhatsApp and we'll try to get him on in the next month or two. Obviously, if he could come on here and be regular, that'd be incredible. So anytime he wants to come on, he's more than welcome to. Big up everybody for coming on and into the chat, subscribing, liking, and anybody watching on playback, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Make sure that you comment and leave your predictions for this weekend in the comments, and I'll get you added to the spreadsheet. What else we got? Okay, so tune in tomorrow for the match reaction for Arsenal versus I almost said Man City. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. And then I believe my next show will be American Waffle on Staffy TV on Monday. So
that's a good show. Shout out American
that's
Waffle.
a great show. No, shout out everybody, and shout out to Igal, actually covered me yesterday while I was taking the wife out. So shout out to him. Thank him for covering my spot on that show. And then what else we got? And then we're gonna bring Let's Be Real back next week. So tune in Thursday for that.
It's not mudded, don't worry. We will bring it back.
We're gonna bring it.
Been in the woods for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been no, exactly. It's just been tough with job and everything going on.
Yeah,
So yeah. Big up everybody. I'm waffling now. Big up everybody. We will see you tomorrow for the match reaction for Aston Villa. And when you get to Lee's chat, say TJ Warren TV sent you. Let's go. Come on, you Gunners. We will see you next time.